So we got Natasha, but you didn't really give so much a final thought. Can you just trigger everybody, Natasha? What do you got?
I guess, okay. Well, here's a question I've heard. Like, what would you guys, that's actually, I don't know if I want to say that.
Say it.
That looks really bad.
There's so much teasing
No, just
going
say
on.
it.
You gotta do it.
Okay. I'm just curious. Like, would you get...
No, say it. Just say it.
Would you guys ever get with a man who is bisexual?
Honestly,
Totally. Yes.
no.
You say no?
Yeah, and I
that's
only say
surprising.
that, and I only say that just because I don't honestly like. It's just personal preference. Even though I am bi, I know that's shocking, and it's not a total like, oh, absolutely not. But it is something where I would probably feel really insecure.
Really?
Yeah, I would feel really insecure because I would just feel like, what if he leaves me for a man?
Yeah.
And I think also like, for our society, okay, so let's say I was with a guy and he ended up leaving me for another guy. It would look bad on me. Like, people would make fun of me for that, and that's just how our society is. And not saying that it's a bad thing that he left me for a guy, but like, that's how people would be like, damn, like, you really got left for a guy, like, that's embarrassing. And so I think it's something like that.
That is
It's,
true.
if I get left for a woman, it's like, well,
It's a woman.
you were looking for the same things, but it's like, you left me because I couldn't give you like what a man can give you.
Yeah.
I think it's just a whole issue of insecurity, but that's not because I'm insecure with myself. I don't know. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I get that.
Did everybody get to answer that?
No.
So you said yes, Lori.
Yeah.
You would date a bi guy, Shanae?
No, I think like I will not like set up my standard because of his sexual orientation, because I'm not labeling myself as bi is because I do not have that much chance to explore. I'm like questioning, so I will not ask for my dating partner for like committed to women and only attracted to women.
Wait, so you're bi then? Or bi-curious?
Questioning.
Questioning.
Bi-curious.
Okay, cool. So yes, you would consider dating a bi guy?
Yes.
Shania?
Yeah, I'd be totally down.
Okay. Angelina? Or you already answered? Would you date a bi guy?
Yes, for me.
Okay. Well, before we have Natasha answer, Hensley?
Yeah, that kind of seems to be my type.
Bi guys.
Yeah, secretly bi guys.
Okay. Natasha, you go and I'll give my take on this.
I'm not sure really how to explain it, but I wouldn't. Like, bi men, it's just, there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being bisexual, having a different sexual orientation. But me personally, I'm looking for someone who is, I don't know, it just is completely different. I feel like bi men and straight men, they're just completely different.
Is it like a masculinity thing? Because
It is.
if it is, I totally like that's what I think. Like I think it's a masculinity thing. And when you look at majority of bisexual guys, at least from my experience, what I've seen with my own eyes, majority of bisexual men are very feminine.
Yes.
Or like you think about it like as in like, if I have sex with this person, like what's it going to be like? And you think of a traditionally like straight masculine male, it would probably be a lot different than what you would get out of a bisexual guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they might have different asks of you. Like they might want you to like peg them, and that might not be something that you're like. Masculinity could be an important thing. For me, since I'm bi, it's like it honestly just depends on the person, or like what I'm feeling. But that's something that I definitely think like, those asks of a bi person could be a lot different than a straight guy.
Yeah, that is true. It does have to do a lot with masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely guys who are bi or even gay. Like not every gay or bi guy is this like flamboyant, effeminate. There's some very masculine gay men. But I think it goes beyond just the masculinity part. I think part of it, well, I won't say part of it, but I think for a lot of women, the thought of being intimate with a partner and then knowing that it might be a bit of a turnoff, like, oh, he got fucked in the ass. Just to bring it there.
It's
like,
just a matter of masculinity.
It's just like, if you ask most women, like, I mean, we could go around on this. Like, if you knew this panel is kind of quite diverse in so I don't know if you'd be in a situation where you would just hook up with a guy. I get the sense that from some of the girls, you're not super into just very casual hookups, but I think a lot of girls would have an issue hooking up with a guy who got pegged the night before, or well, it's not even pegged, who got fucked the night before by a guy. So could be wrong though. Could be wrong. So Natasha would not do it.
Not
Yeah.
my thing.
Okay. Any other heated things, Natasha? You said you had a list, so.
I mean, I had a couple questions. Like, the last panel that we had on, you know, a lot of the girls, they liked to engage in hookup culture and a lot of casual sex. So I was going to ask if the girls, how they felt about hookup culture and if they found it empowering. Because that's what a lot of girls, I find, are saying nowadays, that it's empowering. And I was, yeah, that was my question. I don't know if you guys want to answer that, but.
We'll start with Hensley. Go ahead.
I think hookup culture is empowering, but I don't think girls do it right. I think they go into hookup culture thinking if I give this guy what he wants, which is probably sex, then he's going to fall for me because I'm amazing and unique and I'm wonderful. And then they don't do that, and then they get their hearts broken, or they fall into bad relationships where it just started with a hookup. I think hooking up can be great, but you staying actually emotionally attached is something I so rarely see in women. So that's where the split happens.
Mm-hmm.
You mean hookup culture for only girls?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't like hookup culture.
Yeah.
And, yeah, cause wait, I have to organize that.
Yeah. Angelina?
Oh, yeah. I personally don't like partake in hookup culture. I mean, like I used to, I had my times, but like it's not something that I like enjoy, and it's not something that I like engage in. And I don't like think that it's really an empowering thing either. I don't think that it's not empowering, but I think it's just like very dependent on who you are and why you're doing it. But that's just like, I don't know. That's just me. I'm not into hookup culture.
Shania?
I also have not participated in the hookup culture. However, I do totally understand where the empowering thing can come from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, first time I had sex, I felt like I could fucking walk on water, dude. Like, I was like, I did that. Like, holy moly. So I totally get it. Like, I understand. Like, it's a good feeling afterwards. But I just don't think I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same. I think hookup can be empowering, but just as Hensley said, like most women just get emotionally attached. Like my friends, she will start questioning herself. Do I ever see that man again? Like, but he's just so cute, and like things don't end up well. So yeah, maybe people who choose to do that need to do that right to get the power.
Do you want to come in on this, Natasha?
Yeah, I mean, if the panel was different, like maybe my opinion would stand out a bit more, but it's kind of the same as you guys. Like, I don't find hookup culture to be empowering, and I feel like the people that are teaching us that it's empowering aren't people that we should look up to. Like, I don't know if you guys have probably heard that Megan Thee Stallion song where she's all, "Dick don't run me, I run dick," and she's like a lot of our female influences that are in like pop music today, and I'm just gonna talk about that for a sec. Like, they all talk about like having a roster, and they all talk about like get that bread, get that head, then leave, and they talk about like having all these different options. When girls, like, why are they preaching all that when that is not what women innately want? Like, we want trust, we want love, we want to bond with people, and I don't find that to be empowering. So it's like, why is this being pushed upon us? And then you have communities of college girls going out and sleeping, like Brian said in last podcast. He was all first quarter 20 girls or 20 guys for one girl, like a girl getting 20 bodies in her first quarter. And that is like, it doesn't feel good to have sex with multiple people who don't care about you. It feels so much better to be with one person who you trust, who is loyal to you, who you know is there to pleasure you and you're there to pleasure them. And it's just like a better experience, you know? And so it's really unfortunate that this whole like feminist idea of hookup culture, like we're taking back our power, we're being girl bosses, all this stuff. Like, how is sleeping around with shitty men empowering? It doesn't make sense. And it's also like having a bunch of hookups with shitty guys, that's leading you to dislike men more, and it just keeps the cycle going. Like, I feel like it was all set up to be that way. I don't know, it's just messed up.
Yeah,
that was a lot to say right there, but
to add on, like, I agree with what you say for sure. I think, like, for me, like, I think sex is empowering, but I think it's empowering when it's with someone you like love. It's not like, for me, like, I almost feel like not guilty after I, like, you know, hook up with someone that I'm not like totally, like, I don't have feelings for or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not guilt, it's more just like, damn, that really didn't do anything for me. Like, yes. And I feel like it just invokes more worry and more anxiety than it does like making me feel empowered. I'd rather just do it with someone that I have a genuine connection with. Like, I think that's like another thing too here, especially in Santa Barbara. Like, hookup culture is like vast. Like, hookup culture is everywhere. Mm-hmm. So it's like, when you have that disconnect with hookup culture in the way that like I do, or like any of the other girls do on like with this panel, mm-hmm. it can make you actually, it can end up like making you kind of like a loner. It can end up making you feel a little bit out of place. Like, like morning afters when you're talking with your roommates or whatever, and you're talking about what happened, they all have, you know, their little stories to tell. You kind of feel like a little bit of a drift with that. Like, it's so, hookup culture is very, very normalized, especially in college towns. Like, here, hookup culture is like everything. Like, mm-hmm. and I didn't think, I knew it was going to be like that coming here, but I didn't realize it was like that bad. So now it's like, you know, I'm very much so like a person who likes emotional connection over anything else. But here it's like, oh, you have to be really careful with who you even if a guy tells you like they have, you know, very, they want a girlfriend and they don't do all that hookup bullshit. They probably do, and they're probably just telling you that because they think that you're gonna have sex with them if you say that.